Our first step in making our jalapeno jam is preparing the fruit. We need to slice open the jalapenos and remove a good portion of the pulp and seeds. Now, as you can see, we're not pulling out all of the seeds and the pulps. We are leaving some in there because the seeds do add a little bit more heat to the jam. But if we left everything in there, we would end up with a very seedy looking jalapeno jam, and that's not what we want. After we've chopped up all the jalapenos, then we're going to go ahead and mix them up in the food processor. As you can see, we did pull out a lot of pulp, and it's full of seeds, so too bad we can't use it in the compost. Next, we're going to add the chopped up jalapenos to our 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. Then we will add 1 package of our dry powder pectin. When using the dry pectin method, you mix together the fruit, the juice, and the pectin before adding any heat to the mixture. Once we've brought this mixture up to a full rolling boil, that's when we're going to add our sugar. Be careful to keep your face away from the front of the pot because the fumes will make you cough. When making jalapeno jam, we do use the full measure of sugar, which in this case is 6 cups. I don't recommend using the reduced sugar method for the jalapeno jam because the spiciness of the fruit, you definitely need that 6 cups of sugar to cut through some of the spicy. After the sugar has been dissolved, then we're going to bring the mixture up to a full rolling boil. Once it's come up to a full rolling boil, then we're going to start timing it. In this case, we're going to let it go for a good 4 minutes. Once it's at a full rolling boil where it cannot be stirred down, that's when the jam is ready to be put into the jars. When putting the jam into the jars, we want to be careful not to touch it because the sugar is very, very hot, but we do want to fill it just up to the bottom rim of the funnel there. That gives us our 1/2 inch head space to allow for a little expansion of the jam while processing. Our lids have been soaking in the hot water so the rubber ring is nice and soft, ready to form a good seal on our jar. Make sure you don't screw the lids down any tighter than finger tight. Next, the jars of hot jam get placed in our boiling water bath. Any size pot would be just fine as long as you have enough room for all your jars and at least 1 inch of water covering the top of your jars. The jam today is going to get processed for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, then we'll take the lid off the pot and remove our jars of jam. That was the telltale snap letting us know that our jam jars have sealed. As you can see, the jam is still hot and boiling inside the jars. We need to let it set and cool for 24 hours. And that, folks, is how we make jalapeno jam.